Greetings, my name is Peter Lloyd, the Love Messenger, and welcome to the premiere of my vlog, Peter Lloyd World. Now I'm truly grateful that you took the time out to come and join me. So since you're here, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification bell so you know when the next vlog is about to drop. And of course, like, comment, share. Now, let's discuss how I see it. Growing up in Kingston, Jamaica, I didn't realize that I was living, I guess, a privileged life. You see, I grew up with my mother and my father living together in harmony, bringing up all four of us as children. And it took me a while, in fact, almost to adulthood, where I realized that growing up in a two-family home with a functioning, amazing father was not normal. In fact, I remember as a child, growing up, my father would come home from work. He would step into the yard and stretch his arms out like this. My brother, Patrick, would jump on the left arm. I would jump on the right arm. And as he walked towards the front door, we would literally swing. You see, my father was my hero. My father, to me, was my superhero. I was blessed and fortunate to have a father who never believed in corporal punishment, never hit us, never raised his voice at us, was always calm, loving, considerate, and above all, as a father, he listened. Now, on weekends, we had the opportunity to go into the bedroom with him and my mom and ask any question we wanted to ask. He spent a lot of time reinforcing who we are. My father used to tell me constantly, son, once you understand the beast, you can control it. It took me years to understand a lot of the things that he was trying to tell me. So I was blessed to have a father. And having attended Dunrobin Primary School and then the Great Kingston College, I realized that many of my classmates were not as fortunate. They did not have a father and a functioning father, in their family. Now I think a father in the life of a boy or a girl is truly important, because for the girl, it informs her as to what a man should be and how a man should treat her. And for the boy, it informs him as to what he should be as a man. And clearly, lack of fathers can create a whole heap of problems. So, you see, I love my father. I love my father deeply. And although he passed away 14 years ago, he's still with me here. And most importantly, here. He formulated who I was and am as a kid, as a man. He was my first example. He was kind, as I said, strong, stern, loving, but always willing to be there, always supportive. I remember when I took my common entrance exam, and like every child in this country, I was terrified. And that day he came, parked right at Dunrobin Primary, called me into the van, we sat down, and he said, son, just do your best. Don't panic. It's just an exam. It will not define your life. So I love my father. I was very fortunate to have that man in my life. He is still with me daily. Because you see, he has informed how I treat my daughters. Being a father is a challenge. I think all of you know that. I have tried my best to make the best example to my children and to any child I come across, because to me, it takes a village. So any child in my purview, I treat as my own. I try to be a man who keeps his word, not all the time. I try desperately to be a better man each day that I rise. And I try, certainly in the presence of my girls, to be the best man I can be, to be the best example. In fact, what I've done with my last child, I didn't get the opportunity to do it my first, is from she was about 3 months old, we started to do daddy-daughter dates. In other words, every 2 weeks we'd go to the movies, we'd go to dinner, from she was 3 months old, because I wanted my daughter to understand how she should be treated. I've told both my daughters, remember, a man will be nice to you if he likes you, but it's important to watch how he treats all other women. You see, I am a king. I know I'm a king. I am certain of that because of my father and my mother. But being a parent is a very difficult process. And there are many books, but each child is an individual, and each child, you know, is different. It's been stressful as a father, financially, emotionally, morally. Sometimes I question my own decisions. I remember the first and only time I ever spanked Nyla. She was about 4 years old. She did something I didn't approve of. And I took her into the kitchen. She put her hand out like this, and I put one finger and I did this. I've never put my hand on her ever since, or any other child since that moment. That's what I did. And people, I went to the bathroom, I'm a ball like a baby. I cried, seriously, because my father never hit us. I think corporal punishment is a waste of time. It doesn't work. I don't think it's best to drive a person from fear. I think it's best for a person to respond to you out of love and respect. And I think if you give a child the opportunity to think, they learn how to process information. So we become a country or a people or a group who don't react, but we are proactive. You get what I'm saying?
You know, being a father that's living in the public sphere of the celebrity world, as we call it, being popular it's filled with lots of challenges, but I'm sure just being a father generally is also filled with challenges. You know, I'm sure there are other folks who are not popular but have jobs that may take them away from their family, just like mine. I can think about people who work on ships and soldiers and policemen and so on. So, you know, even though we celebrities may consider ourselves special, there are other people out there who are not celebrities, but they have to go through the same thing. So what I've certainly tried to do over the years is I've not tried to shield my children away from what I do. So I try to involve them over the years and show them that, you know, as an actor, as a stand-up comedian, these are some of the things that I will have to endure or go through, so that they can live a better life than I did, and so that they can benefit from my hard work. But I think my children have been stars in that they have understood that daddy's role as a celebrity, as a comedian, as an entertainer is to do just that. And that once I come inside the home, I am their father. I am that solid rock that they can depend on for whatever it is that I'm required. It's not been easy over the years to be a celebrity father, because there are some expectations from the children who, I mean, when you're the superhero dad and you travel overseas and they're expecting the world when you come back home, but of course you have other plans and you have to ensure that you still bring back some things for them, but of course maybe not as close to their expectations. But my kids have been wonderful. They've not been too demanding. I try to catch up as much as I can on the time missed because of work, and I literally just, you know, try to be, you know, their full-time support. So the time off I get from work, I try to spend it at home and with my family as much as possible. And like I said, I have just been blessed with 3 very, very humble and hardworking children who I think are understanding more and more about my history and what I'm expecting from them in terms of fulfilling the dream that I have for them.
Being a father who is well known can be a challenge, especially to your child. I've spent a lot of my time trying to ensure that I never overshadow my children. I encourage them, but I do not try to push them towards, I mean, I'm an artist. I sing, I act, I write, I promote, I produce. I've not tried to force that on my children. I mean, if they go there naturally, I am welcoming and I will be supportive. But it can be difficult, it can be trying. I mean, sometimes you're on the road, you're at a concert, you're on tour, you're with you, and you're getting a lot of attention, and they want that attention. And when they're younger, they don't understand, and when as they get older, if you deal with it correctly. So for me, it has been a challenge, but it has also been a joy. I've enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I don't believe in the term celebrity. I don't really know what that really means. I just happen to do a few things very well, and I'm well known for it. That's it. Enough brethren don't have a father. Many young men running around don't have any example that is a father. So who becomes a father? If they are fortunate, they have a grandfather, uncle, a godfather. Hopefully they are positive. And sometimes the Don becomes the father, which is not necessarily a positive thing, if you get the message. The first time I held Nyla, I realized when I held her that I was responsible for her. She didn't ask to come here. I think with her, I understood for the first time the concept of love. I mean, love unending. Love with no expectations. Just love. Pure and simple. I love my children.
Yeah, being the father of girls, I don't think it's different fathering boys for me. The same moral values I teach my girls, the same moral values I would teach my son. And for me, same way I would take my daughter out on a date, showing her what to expect when it's time for dating. It's the same way I would take my son out, showing him how to treat a lady when he's ready for dating. So for me, I don't think it's different. These are some of the reasons why I don't think it's different.
Now, being a father of girls is a huge challenge, because I'm a boy. so I've had to learn to listen, to try and be very, very sensitive and receptive to them both. I'm fortunate. I have two amazing daughters, beautiful, smart, intelligent, articulate, because I encourage my children to speak their mind. In fact, in my household, if they don't like something, they're supposed to come and say it. I give them that liberty. You know, I'm not a dictator. And girls, my girls are very articulate, and they're upfront. I mean, Nyla more than Kai, but they both are expressive. So being a father can be a challenge. I remember when Kai hit her teenage years, I got a little overprotective. Like most, you know what I mean? Most fathers get a little overprotective with their daughter. But I started to realize that I had to allow them to evolve and grow. So I try to give them the best information, and I try to be honest with them. And I tell them both, if you want information about a man, you cannot go to a woman. Come to daddy. I'll tell you the truth, even if I don't want to tell it to you. So it's a challenge, but there's also a wonderful side to it. I mean, they sometimes they take care of you. Nyla now tries to tell me how to dress. Well, she tells me how to dress. She says I'm not fashion forward or fashion conscious. But it's cool. You know, it's for me, it's been a wonderful thing.
My name is Christopher Reed, and this is my 10-month-old daughter, ZURI Reed. I'm going to tell you what it's like, you know, being a first-time dad. I haven't been a dad that long, you know, 10 months. But for me, in the initial part, it was very, like, extremely scary. Given that, you know, the first time, I have no idea. I'm still not exactly sure. I mean, I'm a lot better. Yeah. And see, she agrees. In the initial part, as I said, I didn't know what I was doing. So that's the scary part. You go in there, you don't know what to do. I mean, first do them like, mommy, come, like, not my thing. And then I'm a boy, it's a girl, so you know, that was that. It's been a fun experience so far, and it's been a learning experience. I mean, I didn't really do a good job, but you know, after they're trying to do the hair and cleaning up and giving baths and all that stuff. And she doesn't make it easy at all, because she takes fun in like trying to mess up the place, throw out the bath water, all these things. All right, here you go. All right, there we go. All right, we're good. Enough of you. Go play. All right, she has changed my life in the sense that she has taught me to be a lot more patient and a lot more caring. As you know, with our babies, they take a lot. So she does everything from putting the socks in her mouth, the remotes, the batteries, like it doesn't matter, everything but the food, you know. See, I thought that patient said, come baby, you know, this is what we should do, and then when she doesn't get her way, the temper tantrums, and then there's some good times. It's not all bad, so she'll smile and giggle, and you know, I've experienced some new feelings that I've never felt before. So even pre-baby, like when she was just in the womb, like when I heard that first heartbeat, the ultrasound, oh my God, I was like, I don't know how to describe that feeling. But that's a new feeling. Also last week when she made her first few steps, oh my God, that was the happiest day of my life so far. But then with Joy comes, you know, yeah, she walks, but then she also starts tearing down everything now. So she can actually reach things on the top of the counter. You know, my iPhone get mashed up, like everything just get thrown down. So, you know, there's a little downside to it, but it's okay. The good outweighs the bad. I haven't been at that very long, so I'm looking forward to whatever else she has to offer, what else. This way, ZURI. What else she has to teach me? Oh, wait, sorry, baby. Yeah, she gets her way. So, I mean, I've become a pushover. The patience that I've garnered from being around ZURI has helped me in real life because I learn to deal with things a lot better now, especially when I'm at work and employees, customers, they kind of give you a hard time sometimes. So I have grown as an individual, and I said it's just 10 months now. I'll give an update later, so I'm looking forward to whatever it is that she has to teach me.
There are many amazing young fathers. Many. And there are many young men and older men who are first-time fathers and doing the best that they can. Sometimes as a community we concentrate on the negative. You see, people of African descent in particular, in the Western world, have been sold many lies vis-a-vis the media, vis-a-vis religious beliefs, vis-a-vis what we are taught in school. So we have an idea, a belief that black men, and I don't really use that term because I'm African, men of African descent are worthless. But this is not true. There are many, many, many amazing fathers. And as a community, we need to start celebrating these fathers. You see, if you concentrate on the negative, you'll only see the negative. And in fact, I believe if you keep pushing a narrative, that narrative becomes the truth. Change the narrative. I don't know about you, but growing up, I'm seeing more young men at the bus stop with a young baby in tow, right? An umbrella. I'm seeing more young men at clinics. I'm seeing more young men in the schools going to parent-teachers associations. There's a change happening. See it for what it is and encourage it. As I said, yes, there are men who are still not doing their due, but there are many more men each day taking on the responsibility of being a father. Because you see, knowledge is power, and we are breaking the cycle of ignorance that we are fed from so many angles. Because believe me, people, we still are mental slaves. There are many issues that we have to tackle here as a community, particularly fathers of African descent. I know many men of many social standing, of all kinds of social standing, who are stepping up as dads. And I know many young men who are stepping up and taking care of their own. Encourage them. Embrace them. Speak of them. Make them be the example to the fathers who are not being fathers. None of us are perfect. None of us. And as I have admitted several times, being a father is terrifying. Being a parent is terrifying. But stop speaking the negative into being and embrace the positive around you. See what you're seeing and break the cycle and understand that the reason why men of African descent in the Western world fell into this trap was what happened to us during slavery. And don't say slavery was 100 years ago. Because 100 years ago is just the other day. Believe me. And again, what we were taught in schools, which were lies. Some of those things were lies. And a lot of the things that we were taught in various religions have been corrupted, not the religion, but by those who taught it to us, to push their own agenda. My dad also said, everybody has an agenda. Even me talking to you, I have an agenda. You just have to find out if that agenda is in your best interest. Encourage the young fathers. Encourage these young men who are out there rising, these young kings who are becoming kings to their children. We are great people. I know we are great people. I have never doubted that. We have our internal issues, but the fact is, as fathers, I'm seeing us stepping up. Stand up to your responsibilities, my brothers. Stand up. You are greatness, and I know it is terrifying. But I think it can be done. If I can do it, and I was never the brightest candle in the wick, you can do it. I believe in you. We, the community, believe in you. Because we need you. We need you kings to step forward. And I'm seeing more and more of you each day, and I'm excited about that. I always tell you now, I love the whole of you. And I don't just say that, I mean it. I know your greatness. Every time I see a young man holding a young child, clutching to that babe with so much love and passion, I am so jubilant. I'm so happy. I see us changing as a community. I see us making massive strides forward. I see us breaking the slavery, the mental slavery that we've been under for years, that have said we are not good fathers. Many of us are, and there are more on the way. That is how I see it. I love the whole out. Remember, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and let me know your thoughts. Please, like, comment, share. This is Peter Lloyd, the Love Messenger. Peter Lloyd World. We love the whole life.